Today I'm taking a look at all 11 new LEGO Star Wars minifigures. All of them are releasing August 1st of this year. The first set I'll start with is the Hutt Palace and Century Droid Showdown here, which includes two new minifigs, being Embo here, which is the second Embo we've ever gotten, and this one is obviously based off the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Honestly, it doesn't look horrible. Honestly, it's probably just because I haven't gotten Embo in so long, but for the Mando and Grogu movie, it's not horrible. Maybe we could have gotten some arm printing or something else, but I do like the printed dish on the top. Probably would have preferred him to have something like his I guess pickaxes or his sort of swords that he has, rather than a crossbow, since this is a playset. I guess it is supposed to be a stud shooter crossbow, which I actually haven't used in a while. I believe last time it was for Chewbacca in a set from, like, I don't even know, a couple of years ago. So this is definitely a nice piece to get again, but probably not the greatest one to have for an accessory for Embo. Again, arm printing would have made this figure way better. Also, technically not a minifigure, but you do have his pet Kaibu, I believe, or Kaibu is his name here. Pretty simple mold. I believe it is a new mold, so it looks very nice. I mean, honestly, nothing really wrong with it. The prints look nice, and you can even fit Grogu on top in the one stud, which is obviously perfect. For those reasons, I'll put Kaibu, I believe, in purple. I mean, it can't really get any better than that, realistically. But Embo, I'll put in blue because maybe some other stuff could really be done to make him just a little bit better. But still, it's very nice to get another Embo. The next set is the Imperial AT-AT with INT4. This is going to give us 4 new minifigures. First one being the Imperial Warlord here, who actually looks very nice. His printed legs and torso look very nice. No arm printed, really needed, but the print is definitely very nice for the trench coat. Also, a very nice face. I don't know if I really love the hairpiece. I know a lot of people like the hairpiece a lot, but honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it. I feel like they maybe could have done a little better. I think this is a new mold. They might have actually used it in something else. I think they did use it in something else. So maybe a new mold would have been a little bit better for this figure, but I mean, a lot of other people sort of like it, so I guess that makes me like it a little bit more, but not really the greatest mold there for the helmet. But also the new Imperial AT-AT pilot looking absolutely amazing. Definitely one of the best ones we've ever gotten. Printed legs look amazing. Helmet looks amazing. Arms look the normal because no printing, but the torso looks very nice. Overall, just amazing figure. Nothing wrong with this one. Very, very good. Probably even perfect. Imperial AT-AT pilot, or I guess the best one we have gotten since. Also, new Imperial Remnant Snowtrooper looking very, very nice. Love that helmet mold. I don't really like how it's a little bit exposed on the bottom, but I think that's just because they didn't really fully push it in as much as they could, which hopefully that is the case. If not, it still is pretty good figure overall. Nice printing, a nice mold, and you do get 2 in the set, which is very nice. So maybe it'll be a little bit cheaper, like if people want to get this set but they also want this figure and they also want to resell it, they can have one figure and then resell it for themselves. So maybe it'll go for a little bit cheaper for people that don't want to spend the whole $160. Both of these, I believe, are the same, just a little shadow difference there, which I think is making it a little weird in the picture. But technically, this is a new Snowtrooper because what they really did is, I believe, compress this badge here, or made it a little bit longer. They changed up a little bit of the torso print, and then I guess maybe the main thing would technically be the hands, which was changed from a dark tan to now a white, which I feel like maybe isn't the most accurate, but I feel like it looks a lot better, and I prefer it way more on this Snowtrooper. And I also like how they include 2 of these and only 1 of these, which is honestly the perfect Snowtrooper lineup I would have in a set like this. So honestly, I'll probably rank the Imperial Warlord in blue. I don't think it's really the best. It's just the hair doesn't really look nice for me, but it could definitely be in purple for some people. Definitely purple for the Imperial AT-AT pilot. Definitely looks amazing. And I'll also throw the Imperial Remnant Snowtrooper also in purple stud, and also probably put the Snowtrooper in blue because I feel like maybe they could do a little bit different. Honestly, I probably wouldn't, but maybe there's something else. It just doesn't feel like it belongs really in purple. But now on to the next set, being the Off-World, the Sandcrawler, and Mudhorn. We have very believe, maybe the highest count of minifigures that are new in one set, which is technically 3 Jawas, which are actually different by their torso prints. But I'll start with those because they're probably the least interesting. I believe they actually have like their own individual names in canon, like Jawa Scavenger, Jawa Elder, but I believe all of these are basically the same. They do have slightly different satchel prints. I don't think I'll really favor one over another one, maybe because of their accessories. The knife here is nice to cut open the Mudhorn egg, which I'll talk about in my buyer's guide, which is either already out or coming out in a little bit, and I'll also talk about when I'm ranking my sets, which will be releasing tomorrow or is already out. Also, the next one is going to have that taser blaster, I guess, or the ion blaster, whatever you want to call it. Definitely a nice, I guess, homage a little bit to the older Jawas when they had it, like the brown Jawas, which is definitely nice to have as accessory. And then, of course, we have a basic wrench, which isn't really much. We also get a little bit of a different quill because of the pack, I guess. In the back is the actual like molded one rather than just 2 pieces, being a 1x1 I think, and then a 1x1 tile that is a little bit curved. So this one is definitely going to add a lot more detail with a mold, but besides that it is the same. And then we do get a new Razor Crest UCS Mando, I guess you want to call it that, with the older Beskar, but this one is going to be very muddy, definitely not as much as I would want it to be. Also, the main improvement with this Mando is that it would have hip printing and toe printing, but sadly the toe printing is literally just mud. I was really excited to see how they would do this figure, because now the UCS Razor Crest Mandalorian literally has to stay exclusive unless they go back to the older, worse version of the Mandalorian, because they did update the legs, I think a little bit on the torso, but it doesn't really matter with the older Beskar version. I was really hoping to add a little bit more detail if they were going to go with a less muddier look, which I feel like would have been very nice to do like a full mud look all around, but I'm not even sure how that would really go, because I feel like it's a little bit difficult for Lego to do those types of things. Like, I know a lot of people are comparing it to the Mud Trooper Han Solo, which would definitely be very nice to get that fully mudded out version of Mando, but I don't absolutely hate this one. I feel like there's pretty decent amount of mud, but again, a lot of mud would have been really, really cool to see. And for these figures, Mando, I'm going to put in blue. It's definitely could be in purple easily if it was very, very muddy. But Queel, I'm probably going to put in purple stud. I feel like it's just the better version of the one of the Razor Crest right now. Honestly, I can't really see too much of an improvement. For these Jawas, I like the great look, so honestly, I'm kind of feeling like I want to put them in gold, but I have to put them in blue because, I mean, they look absolutely amazing there. Maybe I might just throw this last one in gold just because of the wrench, but I feel like it's a little bit unfair to do that. And the final figure is Boba Fett. Honestly, perfect Boba Fett for episode 6. Technically the only one we've gotten, because the torso is finally actually gray, as well as the arms. It looks very, very nice. New helmet print, which is very nice, as well as the pauldron, and the first Boba Fett to have that new rangefinder. Amazing figure all around. Just absolutely beautiful, and obviously, in my opinion, a perfect minifigure. Here's a look at the final rankings of all these figures. Let me know your thoughts on it down below. But that is going to do it for the rest of the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, and see you all in the next one.